Hi, this is Rob Rose again with True AP. Today I'm going to be taking you through a drill called acceleration and deceleration. At this point, we should have already taught you how to do our first step drill with our hand drops or ball drops. I am going to emphasize a little bit of that in here just in case you have not. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the drill. Hey guys, come on up. Here I have Chris Johnson, Aaron Smith, and Matt Diner, all vice presidents of True AP with me, so it's going to be excellent to be able to see them do this drill. I am going to ask them to try to exaggerate some of the mistakes that you might see with your athletes when you're taking them through this drill. And as we go through it, I will make sure that we bring up those points. First thing that we want to do is we want to pull our athletes up onto a white line in between a cone. Because we have an odd number of athletes here, we're going to make sure that we spread out just like this. Next, what we want to do is we want to get them into their ready position. Gentlemen, ready position. Again, we should have already taught our athletes it, but what we're looking for is we're looking for the athlete's head and chest to be up, balanced evenly through here, a strong back, a strong core. We want to make sure that they're on the balls of their feet, that if I came down here, should be able to run a piece of paper right underneath his feet. Gentlemen, go ahead and relax. Next, what I'm going to do is I want to actually just take the athletes through the drill. Without talking to them or teaching them any part of it, I want to tell them what we're going to do and just take them through it. Okay, what we are going to do today, guys, is we're going to start in our ready position. And when I say go, okay, I want you to sprint all the way up here to this first cone. Okay, so when we get to this first cone up here, I want you guys to start to decelerate. Okay, now you're going to be able to see that as we get up here. You're going to see this first cone and the second cone. And the second cone is only about 2 yards away from the first. Our goal is to accelerate as fast as we can from this position. When you get to the first cone, start to decelerate and be back in this ready position by the second cone. All right, I'm going to stand up here if you want to follow me. What we're going to do is I'm going to stand here, and this is where I want you when you're doing the drill. I want you to be here after you've already told the athletes what to do. Okay, now you can jump back on the athletes. Here we go. Guys, being ready, and go! Accelerating out. And decelerate there, hold your ready position. Good, and jog on back. What we're looking for there, what I'm looking for there, is to see that they are going to be able to accelerate as hard as they can up to this point, and then decelerate quickly to this point. And we're going to show you several different progressions as we go through it, but now let's go through and teach our athletes what we're looking for. Okay, there are four main ways to accelerate the body. The first, as we've kind of already talked about, is to end up making our feet move faster. We want to use the arms. The faster we move our arms, the faster our feet are going to move. Second, in accelerating, is we want the athletes to, as they start to accelerate out, their body lean kind of comes up. And what I want you to see is, as these athletes are going through this drill, I want you to see that their body lean comes up from a bent or ready position. Aaron, do me a favor, ready position, from this position, and then as he accelerates out, he comes out and his acceleration lean comes up, but he doesn't pop straight up. Right, relax for a second here. The third thing that we're looking for, guys, the third thing that we're going to look for is going to be that they go from a wide stance, okay, and then as they start to accelerate, their feet come in. The quicker we get our feet into a straight line, the better. As we all know, the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line, and that's what we're looking for. Last but definitely not least, the quicker we can get to the balls of our feet, not the toes, the balls of our feet when we're sprinting, the better. So those are the four main ways to accelerate the body. Let's watch these athletes and see if we can see them. Arms driving, going low to high, again, not popping up. Going wide to narrow, getting in that straight line with our feet. And last but definitely not least, getting to the balls of our feet as quick as we can. So you're watching this area here between their cone there, that line there, and the first cone. All right, here we go. You're back on the athletes. All right, gentlemen, ready position, and go! Accelerate out, and decelerate right here. Good, relax. Okay, jog back. So right there, we just went through the four main ways to accelerate the body. Now, you probably know exactly what we're going to tell you how to decelerate the body. Those four ways are the exact opposite ways of what we just said. So what we're looking for is to accelerate, we use our arms. To decelerate, we stop moving our arms. Wide receivers in football are taught to stop moving their arms completely before they go into a cut. We want the same thing. If we want to stop right there by that cone, stop moving their arms. It will help. The second one that we're looking for, as I said, I want you to go from low, from that ready position or a lower position, up to an accelerated lean position as we accelerate out. But then what we want to do is we want to actually bring that back down. So you go from low to high to accelerate, from high to low to decelerate. You then saw the athletes as their feet started, as they sprinted out, their feet went wide and then they came into narrow. That's to accelerate the body. To decelerate, we want to go narrow out to wide, and you'll definitely see that as they're decelerating. Last, what you'll see and what you might even hear is the deceleration of using the heels. Now, as I talked about in the beginning, in our ready position, our most efficient position, we want to be on the balls of our feet at all times. But we are going to, when we decelerate, use our heels right here to decelerate our body. But when you see them back at that second cone up there, they are going to be in their ready position back on the balls of our feet. All right, let's watch them now. We're looking now for the deceleration portion of this. Watch how they decelerate and how efficient it is. Ready? Go! Accelerate out. And decelerate. Excellent. Good. Jog back. What I like to do with them is have them hold that ready position. I'm now going to put them all into one line right behind Aaron. And I'm going to go through one drill, the same drill with all three of them, letting you see it 3 times in a row of how it should be done. So that's our main way of doing the drill. That's how we have to teach it. Teach the 4 main ways to accelerate the athletes, teach the 4 main ways to decelerate the athletes. What I also showed you is that I had 3 groups. We can set up cones throughout this field and have multiple groups going, emphasizing the same things on Excel Decel. So you'll be able to see that we can train an entire team as we go through this. Right now, though, let's progress this up. So what we talked about is we talked about that acceleration, the deceleration. Now we're going to add an acceleration again. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to stand back behind this first cone back here. My emphasis to them, to my athletes, is going to be do the same drill. When I say go, you do the exact same drill. Accelerate up to that first cone, decelerate into your ready position by this next cone, but watch my hands. I'm now going to add another drill to this, the hand drops drill. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go and look at it. So we're here like this. When I drop my hand, they will then accelerate again, all the way through, slapping my hand as fast as they can. What you're looking for is a couple things. You're looking for that they accelerate and decelerate properly. But when they get here to the second cone and react to my hand dropping, you're looking for that first step. You're looking for that quick drop and go, the arms driving and accelerating out again. All right, Aaron, are you ready? Good, ready position. And go! Accelerate out, decelerate, hold that position, and accelerate out again. Good, here we go, Matt. We're doing it with Matt now. Let's watch Matt do it. Ready, go! Accelerate out, arms driving, decelerate, good. And accelerate out again. Good. All right, Chris. And go. Accelerate out, arms driving. Quick here. And accelerate out again. Good. Drop and push. The athletes are all looking to slap the hand. We want to give them some motivation. I like that. They slapped my hand a little hard on that one, but that's okay. We're going to do that drill again, but now I'm going to add a different movement to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the athletes actually accelerate out up here, do the same drill. But now when I point my hand, gentlemen, do me a favor, let's jump to this side over here, okay? Well, when I point my hand this way towards the wall or towards our dasher here at the end zone, I want to make sure that they shuffle out that way. Now, all we're looking for in this acceleration deceleration drill is just the first few steps. It's the big part of what we're doing. So they're going to do the same drill that we just did to begin. Excel, decel, hold their ready position. When I point my arm like this, they'll react to it and move in that direction. Here we go, ready position. And go! Accelerate out. Hold it. And a shuffle. All right, on to Matt. Ready. Go! Accelerate out. Drive through. Hold it, hold it. Go! Shuffle out. Good. That's the way to react to me. And on to Chris. Ready. Go! Accelerate out. Hold it. And shuffle out hard. Excellent. what I want to do is I'm going to grab some cones here in a second. I'm going to grab some cones here in a second. And I'm going to set up some a different drill here. Now normally what we do on that drill is I would actually have them shuffle out to a specific point, to a cone. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now change this. So I had them go from acceleration, deceleration, back out to acceleration linear. Okay, then I'm going to have them accelerate, decelerate, and shuffle out to the side. Now what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get some cones thrown to me. Throw them. There we go. I'm good. Thank you, Matt. I'm going to have some cones back here at my start. And back here at my start where I'm going is I'm going to have the athletes accelerate, decelerate just like we did. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them sprint back at an angle back here to this spot. Now this is a really big one. I'm going to take a little bit of time on this one as we go through it, because we are always, as I mentioned, looking for the most efficient way to run these athletes from point A to point B. I want at first when we do this drill for you to really watch their feet as they go through. Okay? Really watch their feet as they go through. Now what we're looking for, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw this cone down here to Aaron. Aaron, let's go to this side actually. We're going to go to the different sides. So let's start on your left side, gentlemen. Okay, good. Now what I'm looking for here is they're still going to do the same thing. Accelerate, decelerate by this spot right here. When they get here, and I'm going to make an emphasis, I'm going to point back like that. That will make them sprint back, and that will tell them to sprint back at an angle back that way. What I want you to do is I want you to watch their feet. Now right now, they're going to do it correctly. And then the second set that we go through that's going to ask them to do some things incorrectly so that I can emphasize them for you. Here we go, ready position. And go! Accelerate out. Hold your ready position. Go, get back, push back, good, nice. And Matt, ready, go! Accelerate out. Hard, decelerate. And go! Push back hard. Nice, right back to that cone. Here we go, ready, go! Accelerate out. Hold your ready position. And go! Push back hard, good. They did that exactly how I want you and your athletes to do it. The emphasis on that is as they come down into their ready position, when I want to get in that direction, I always want to push. And what you saw them do is push back hard at an angle to get back there. They pushed back this way, back over their shoulder, but opened up with this foot. They pushed off of both legs, but mainly emphasizing this outside leg here, and they pushed back that way to make sure that they went in a straight line back. I'm going to have them show you some incorrect moves on this. Okay, and have us kind of emphasize, and what I'll probably do is after they go, I'll stop you for a second, I'll come back and I'll say what they did incorrectly. Here we go, ready position, and go! Accelerate out. And go. All right, now before we get on to Matt, what you might not have noticed on that is what Aaron did was he took a false step. He was here at his ready position, and when I pointed back, his first step was forward before he went back. If you haven't seen our first step drill with hand drops or ball drops, make sure you see it. It emphasizes that. The most efficient way for us to get back there is to drop and push. Remember, we always want to push. All right, here we go. The next one, watching Matt and see what mistake we make here. Ready, and go! Accelerate out. Push back. And what we're looking for there is I had a stand-up. As Matt kind of came through this, he popped up as he pushed back. He didn't stay nice and low. So when they were here, when you first saw them, they stayed low as they got through to maintain their power, pushing back that way and make sure my power goes that way. As he was there, he stood up and pushed back, which put him way off balance, and he ended up rounding the cone. Okay, now we're on to Chris. Here we go, ready position, and go! Accelerate out. What we saw there was two things. Okay, he ended up rounding not as much as, or more than Matt did, and you're going to see a lot of that, rounding the cone. Remember, straight line from A to B. The next thing that he also did was he actually crossed over a little bit on that. So instead of us being here and pushing through as we go through there, what he ended up doing was taking a step and then crossing over a lot as he comes to, or pulling with his muscles that we went through there. We want to make sure that what we do in every one of these drills here is push, push, push. That's our most efficient way to get there. Okay, I'm going to take you through one more drill. This drill is relatively difficult for most athletes. Now, I probably mentioned in a couple of our drills that we want our athletes to be able to react to us, and so they can react out on the playing field or the court. What we're looking for here is for the athletes to watch me. They are going to go through this drill as they normally would. Accelerate through that 12 yards, 10 to 12 yards right there. Start to decelerate here at the first cone. If I don't move them, though, they come and they stop here. They do the same drill, but I can point in any direction. I can drop my hand, which means they know to sprint forward. I can push back that way, which means they know they need to sprint back towards that cone. Or I can point out to the side, okay, which all you're watching is this first step. The camera's not going to follow all the way through there, but you'll see this first few steps as they shuffle. So 3 things they can do. Very what we call random in this. And we want to see that they're efficiently changing direction. Now here's the key. I can change them at any moment. I don't have to just wait till they get here to change them. I don't have to wait till they get here to tell them where to go. As Aaron sprints out this first time, I can point straight back, and right there he's got to decelerate properly and accelerate back out towards that cone. If Matt comes up the next time, I can stop him as he's decelerating, and I want him to stop right here and then push out to that outside. Okay, they're reacting to me when I make the move, just like they would on field or on court. All right, gentlemen, you guys ready? This is the tough one. See how we do. Ready, ready, go! Accelerate out. Good. Aaron ended up coming, I had him come all the way through up to here. He had to react. He still went through the whole drill. Okay, let's see what we do with Matt. Ready, ready, go! Good. And what we did there is I stopped Matt and I pointed before he got to this cone, so he had to decelerate quickly. Did that very efficiently as he came through and then shuffled out. All right, last one. Let's see what we do here. Ready, ready, go! Good. And as you saw right there, is I had Chris start his deceleration. He got all the way up here, but I had dropped my hand to make sure that he had to react to come out to me. So on all those, what my athletes were able to do is react when I did it, just like they would on court or on field. And because we taught them how to properly accelerate and decelerate, they were able to do it with efficiency. All right, we look forward to seeing you next time with the True AP Training Systems.